you!
You're scared. And you should be.
Who are we? Babes! And what do we have?
We got a mom in the front row who taught her daughter how to suck dick!
I'm Mina Shirakawa. I used to be a model. I want to put on a big show.
Whoa!
And you're only here because even the feds saw through your bullshit.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome once again to the Saturday Shenanigans, hosted by yours truly, the Renegade J.J. Williams. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. CM Punk drama bullshit to the side. I still consider Hangman the worst AEW champion they've had. First of all, we're going to bring in Walter Cruz.
I said that as a joke when, what's his name, did his promo Monday. He said, I'm from a prestige university. I said he majored in Steiner, man.
We've got the Heb man, James Hebert, in the house.
I do really cool and dumb things on the internet.
Right. There's a lot of shit going on here. A lot of fucking crazy ass shit.
Where is Noah JD? Well, say his name and he appears because we believe in Noah Foster.
Fuck is this intro? It is one of those things where, as fans, we do have these desires for what we want to see, but sometimes you can't always get what you want, and there are reasons you truly don't get what you want. I wouldn't even listen to this in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. What the fuck is this shit? God, rap is whack. Like I said, never been a greater time to be a wrestling fan, and with more companies in a more lucrative spot, in a more comfortable business spot, in a sense of mind, it seems, than ever. Again, WWE is not the only one. It is not the end-all, be-all. So let's go back to the Backyard Wrestling JJ Williams to get the official word. JJ, speak!
Make sure you tune in every week because you never know who's going to drop in to join the shenanigans. Catboy is in the house.
Hello, my internet family. I say if you want to make them as evil as possible, make them really mad.
We have Mansfield joining the party now. What is going on, John?
Like I told no one when we were in Cleveland, him joining JCU was just an unfortunate side effect of my shenanigans towards you, JJ. I know how it can get better, Noah. The panel chooses you.
Shut the fuck up, Josh.
You said that so like.
We got someone to throw back.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Just like how you and I had lunch together the other week.
That was different.
Ladies and gentlemen, the King is here. Say his name and he appears. We believe in King A-Train. There are so many believers in Joe Hendry. The only person on this panel that doesn't believe in Joe Hendry is King A-Train. Tell the world why you do not believe in Joe Hendry.
The reason I do not believe Joe Hendry is he is Fandango 2.0 in a entrance merchant. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Hey! There's nothing wrong with being an entrance merchant. He has some of the best entrances of all time.
Teleporting into the command center, all the way from Angel Grove High, Datilla.
Oh, yeah. I went to the command center on Thursday. I went to Vasquez Rocks, which is where they filmed a lot of episodes. Somebody actually climbed to the very top of those rocks. I made it halfway. I was like, I'm not going up there. Definitely Toni Storm versus Mariah May. That's the one match I probably am looking forward to the most. I really like the story. I'm familiar with All About Eve, so if it plays out that way, I kind of know how this is gonna go.
Say goodnight, Datilla.
Good night.
James, you did say his name. So he shall appear, ladies and gentlemen, the first time on the shenanigans. Jeff Meacham is in the motherfucking house.
All right, we're coming in hard with the botch. All right, fucking hell. It's good to be back. It's good to have an opportunity to talk to the crowd on a Saturday. If you want to have yourself stomach through, you can go back and watch when the Main Event Mafia took over Impact. That's what James is talking about. So if everybody just joined us, we're talking about people sedating people, attempted murder, boys, and tips. Welcome to Saturday Shenanigans, everybody. Aren't you glad I'm back?
Welcome back, Kevin.
Cool.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome once again to the weekly moderated insanity known as the Saturday Shenanigans, for it is I, your moderator extraordinaire, your host with the most, the renegade of wrestling, JJ Williams. But I am not alone. Joining me are, of course, the Simple Man Noah Foster, the Heed Man James Hebert, and Mr. Reliable Walter Cruz. Guys, that was a fun ass interview.
It was. It was.
I don't know about you, but like as soon as we hung up with her, she followed me and she retweeted, quote, tweeted the interview saying, quote, "This was such a fun interview. Please check it out and get to learn more about me on levels. Thank you at SR Studios 2024 for the platform and the time."
Nice. Thank
Sweet
you so much.
Heart.
Yep,
Absolutely.
She follows me.
And this MFer right here with his food question started the chaos like he always do.
Boy, did he.
Listen. Remember, I mean, we'll get into it later, but I said it before. I will say it again for all the folks out there. This is our year. 2026 is the year of the Simply Reliable Studios. You ain't hopping on the train now. You're shit out of luck. Because for the things that we have coming up, and he knows what I'm talking about, get on now. That was a good interview, by the way. She was cool. Good job, guys.
And thank you again to the 40 plus of y'all that joined us for that interview. I think that's the most tuned in one we've had so far.
Woohoo!
So good shit, everybody.
We're doing a Homer Simpson thing. Woohoo!
Well,
pretty much, you know, this is a moment where we can, like, you know, not to be egotistical.
No.
But this is a moment where we can, like, Barry Horowitz ourselves, pat ourselves on the back for a quick second, keep Lee bask in our glory for just a moment, because we earned this. And now we're good. Okay. But again, thank you, Alejandra Quintanilla, for giving us an hour plus of your time, and then chilling with us in the green room for what, like another 10 minutes before we hit the link here. Like,
yeah, the poor girl had like a freaking coat on. I was like, get out of here if you're cold. We don't want you getting hypothermia.
Seriously, we don't need you getting pneumonia before the biggest week in wrestling history.
Yeah, 100.
No, we don't.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's the first thing we're going to discuss, obviously, is we're going to talk about the interviews this past week.
Yep.
Telly Bistis on Thursday. We had Alejandra Quintanilla, of course, today. I showed you boys, you know, Nick, well, you're on your phone, so you don't have a computer where you can do it. But when you get off the stream here tonight,
yeah,
go to Google and type in Telly, Tellly,
yeah,
Bistis, Bistis, and then click on images. Literally 6 of the images are Simply Reliable Studios. A couple of short clips, the default graphic for the video on YouTube, our logo, and then when I first saw it, and it's since changed, but you know, on the top where you can like click to go to specific things.
Yeah.
Like there said Bistus interview, and it had the graphic for our interview, and there was one that said Simply Reliable and had our logo when I first saw it. Like, that's huge, y'all, because there's only like 36 images of him that pop up for a Google search.
JJ, you gonna make me wait till the end of the show?
Or connected to him. That's right. And 6 of the images that pop up are connected to us, y'all. Like, that's big time. That's recognition.
Yeah. That's called we doing good things. We doing big
And
things.
Telly loved us. You missed out on.
Wish I would have been there.
You missed out on a good one. You need to go back and watch that. And whoever just put that in the chat that everybody can see, I don't know who typed that. You need to put that in the private chat.
I meant to put that in the private chat. I thought I had.
Okay, I'll message you then, Walter, later.
No, I
erased it all. I erased it all.
No, I watched the Telly business. I watched it. It was really good.
No, I'm saying James needs to go back because James kind of took a mental health day that day. He checked out due to some personal drama. But dude, you need to go back watch that interview. That was good. Telly basically flat out on the air said, if we want to interview anybody else from Ladies Night Out, let him know who and he'll make it happen.
So now we're getting more interviews from now 2 different women's wrestling shows. It's going.
It's like, dude, I don't even know where we can fit in another interview. Like, because I'm looking at the calendar based on my work schedule, and it's like I only see 2 open days. Because we've got so much stuff logged in. It's a great problem to have.
Yep.
You know, like he DM'd me his phone number.
Wow.
So we literally have direct contact with him.
I feel like we're giving away too much. We're giving away too much of the sauce here.
Hey, you know what? We're just taking. I'm not giving his phone number away on the air. We're just taking a minute here to kind of enjoy the fruits of our labors, and I think we're a little justified there.
And the fruits of our labor have not yet.
Yeah, nothing has ceased because we've got interviews lined up for post-Mania. But that's a whole other story for another day.
Sorry, guys. The reason why I can't. I'm trying.
There you go.
I'll tell you guys this much. There's a wrestling company out there. I'm not going to say the name of it right now because we're not going to make the big announcement yet. But there's a wrestling company out there whose ex-posts Nick has been kind of like all over, that actually DM'd me without being contacted first saying, we'd love to be on your show if you'll have us.
There you go.
So
Making
that
waves.
is set up for May 2nd, and we'll be announcing that one here shortly. But with all the stuff that's been going on for Vegas and Mania, like I kind of want to get through all this before I announce that, since that's after Mania.
We got after Mania plans.
I want to focus on the talents we got locked in because it was already hard enough trying to promote Telly and promote Alejandra with them being like 2 days apart. Only having Friday in between them, you know? So, like, I kind of feel like Alejandra didn't get the love she deserved, but we had 40 plus people turn out for her. So it worked out in the end. But just again, to both of them, thank you so much. Combined close to 2.5 hours of their time spent on the air talking with some wrestling fans, you know? Like we said to Alejandra off the air, you know, I feel like the independent wrestlers that we've been getting to talk to have just been such a gem because it's easier to get to know the person behind the character on their level than it is Sheamus, Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn. You know what I mean? Getting to know the man behind those level of characters, John Moxley, MJF.
And that said,
Darby Allin, like
that said, if y'all every name that was mentioned, if you want to DM us, please do.
I will say this much. I don't know if I'm going to hear anything back, but I did reach out to somebody on your behalf, James. There are 2 wrestlers that are going to be at WrestleCon being promoted by an organization called Bustin' for Autism.
Ooh.
Gene
Okay.
Snitsky and Shane Douglas.
Oh.
So I emailed the Bustin' for Autism page to see if I can get somebody to come on to Wrestling with Tism to talk about their organization. We'll
I
see
like
if I hear.
that. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Appreciate that very much.
Yeah, absolutely. And if I don't hear back beforehand, then maybe I'll be able to talk to somebody. Maybe me and Walter will be able to talk to somebody at the con.
You never know.
But
Sounds good.
trying to help everybody out, trying to spread the love,
Yes, sir.
So for this will mainly go to Walter and Noah then. Walter and Noah, any highlights from the 2 interviews that you want to kind of relive, talk about?
I just like how open both of them were, and the fact that it's not traditional interviews, and I feel like that's our niche and that's our stick, and I feel like it's working for them. They're like, I like how these interviews are set up rather than, for lack of a better word, like stiflers that repeat the same questions over and over again. So I feel like we've watered the plant long enough, and it's time to grow. And yes, I know, I had to make a plant reference.
Right, for the man over here that grows his own weeds, if you will. No, but I completely agree with Walter. Like, I think if you go back and you watch or listen to on Spotify, because we are on Spotify now, if you go back and watch or listen to any of our interviews, they sound like conversation with old friends. They don't sound like interviews.
Yeah.
Like, they sound like really personal, like, conversations, like 2 people getting caught up that maybe haven't seen each other for a couple of years. Noah, what are your thoughts on the interviews?
It's of 2 minds, but again,
Okay,
I don't
Harvey
look
Dent.
I don't look at me. I look at what this is, and I look at why we do this, and I look at who we're doing this with, and it all conjoins to one thing: wrestling. But what I love about what this has become is that we are looking into the people behind the wrestler, and I think that is encouraging and empowering, not only for the individual to know that they could be comfortable enough to be themselves, express themselves, and talk more about themselves personally rather than just professionally on their own merit and restraint, that I think is very empowering on our stage. It's also one of those things, as an introvert that doesn't really know much about pop culture and as antisocial it is. That's why, in case y'all ever notice the screen, I don't ever have my hashtag on here because it's never about me, nor do I ever want to be about me. But in a way, it does make me feel more comfortable outside just simply wrestling knowledge, knowing a wrestling bubble. For me, these interviews show how important something as simple as just getting your voice out there on stage can be, and being who you are, to encourage others to do the same thing. And the fact that we are focusing on women in wrestling primarily, where it's not just encouraging that aspect of the business, but that aspect of humanity, is also very encouraging and I think very humbling. And a lot of people could take what we do, I think, as an example of what it means to engage as a decent human being in the wrestling business or in general.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I find it ironic because after the cameras had cut, she mentioned how she still has a hard time finding the right words in English. I thought she did a phenomenal job for the hour and 10 minutes that she gave us. So for there to be a little hiccup off the air where she was having a hard time finding the words, like, don't sell yourself short, sweetheart. Like, you did phenomenal.
Yeah, and that's another thing as well. Like I said, people who put that pressure on themselves in that way, they don't have to feel that way here. They truly can just be comfortable as who they are, what they do, and how they speak and where they come from. And I think that was the definition, particularly with La Leona tonight and with Tully just talking about women's wrestling as a historian. Was I also think just very comfortable for him as well versus business and professional wrestling arrangements. I really love what we're doing here. I do. And I am becoming more comfortable in encouraging, you know, them to bring more of themselves out here while steering, in a way, what you all bring forward out of them too, professionally and personally. This is a lot of fun, honestly. I like this. And I hope that everyone else likes it too, more importantly.
Yeah, true that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Couldn't agree more, my good sir.
I think
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I think with all of the interviews, it's if we're, I mean, we just had Kellyanne, you know, they're letting their hair down. They're letting loose, right? Like, it seems like everybody's come on, and again, like, these women and even Tully, you know, they're giving us their time. Like, this isn't like we're asking these people to come on, and they're coming on out of the goodness in their heart. And you know, I said it in one tweet. You know, we're all, you know, good people attract good people, and you know, we've had nothing but good people come on, and we've interacted with nothing but good people. Because again, any one of these people could have been like, no, why would I come on to your show? Like, you know what I mean?
100%. And we've said that a couple times to people. It's like, you could be giving this time to Sean Ross Sapp, Denise Salcedo. You could be giving this time to Muscle Man Malcolm. You could be giving it to Meltzer or Alvarez. And
Or Simon Miller, yeah.
It's like, and you're giving it to us.
Yeah.
And we're eternally grateful for that. Because you are helping us grow, giving us your time and your name, endorsing us in a sense because you're willing to come onto our show.
And it's not like it's just a one and done, right? Like you said, you know, Tully's like, absolutely, like, you ever want me on, like, I definitely will come on again. And a lot of these other women have said the same thing, like, you know, thanks for I'd love to come on again, kind of thing. So it's cool. It's cool.
That's been our MO, is we just want these people to feel comfortable. You know, it's very easy for a wrestler, whether it's in a 3-letter major company or on the independent circuit, to look at a group of guys like us, literally talking about wrestling from their homes, some living with their parents, and just call us marks.
Yeah.
You know? But once they once they get to know us, though, by having these conversations, they realize that we're not that. And maybe all the other fans out there aren't like that either. No. Now, there's going to be some. Of course, there's bad seeds in every bunch. But maybe by having these conversations with us, they'll realize that not every fan they encounter is a stalk 'em at the airport at 2 a.m. type of fan. And there's a lot of good people out there, like the 5 of us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the 6 of us when you count Jeff, 7 when you count Ash, 8 and 9 when you count Hannibal and, you know, Ryan, Wrestlefish, and the rest of the collective, you know, and the rest of the people affiliated with us. Like, now you're getting into 20, 30 people probably, and none of us are those type of people.
Here.
And it just makes the wrestling fan base look better.
Yes. And tribalism, one conversation at a time.
100%. And so again, I will sit here and say it on every show that we do, every interview that we do, and then every shenanigans after we do an interview. Thank you to the people that are giving us the time and the space.
Yeah, for real.
Because you guys are helping us grow, and to a certain degree, and I know that we don't have the followers that some of the others that I named do.
Yet.
We're still getting their name out to the 41 people that watched our interview with Alejandra that maybe didn't know about her. That's 41 potential new fans. It may not be 4,000 or even 400, but it's still potentially 41 new people that know about this great El Salvadorian female professional wrestler, the only one of her kind.
With good food taste.
Right?
Yes.
Huge bag of nacho cheese Doritos. Like that popped me so bad. Like I'm a Dorito guy through and through too. Nacho cheese is my shit. Cool Ranch, like low key, if you guys have ever had the taco Doritos, and I know those are harder to find, those are a sleeper right there. And those were actually invented at Disneyland, believe it or not.
I'll say this. They're great. However, I feel like with Taco Bell, they jip you on the meat. I feel like they don't put it together properly.
I'm not talking about tacos. I'm talking about taco flavored Doritos.
Ooh.
And those were actually created at Disneyland.
Well, and now Walter just got
forget. Yeah, Walter had to go get the chips now.
There it is.
I forget what the name of the restaurant was. I think it was a Mission tortilla stand. But they would take the day-old tortillas so they didn't have to throw them away, bake them, and then put taco seasoning on them. So taco flavored Doritos. No, it was a Frito-Lay because it's a Frito-Lay company.
This is true.
So the Doritos, taco flavored Doritos, were actually invented at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, little known fact. That's why if you see those bags, the Doritos logo looks like the old Disneyland logo, and it's the only bag that it looks that way.
Yeah, valid.
The more you know. I bet you even the foodie here didn't know that.
I did not.
Interesting.
See? Educating him.
Education.
Education.
All right. So I feel like we've gushed over the interviews long enough. For the simple fact, and I use that term simple very, very, very plainly, for the simple fact that we don't want to get Noah too riled up.
Yes.
We will quickly touch on TNA Sacrifice. Because those of you that watched our watch-along coverage saw him rant and rave when Ariana Grace retained the Knockouts title.
Oh, God.
Saw him throw a temper tantrum and go off screen when the Elegance brand came out. So that will be all of those matches that get discussed because I don't want Noah unleashed again.
Noah was pissed.
All in all, I thought it was a very solid show, and I've heard a lot of people that disagree with me, and to each their own in taste. I thought it was a solid show. I gave it a B+. It wasn't a perfect show. The ending definitely could have been better, but there's no way to plan for something like Steve Macklin getting rattled like that and the match having to be stopped.
I agree.
I think they handled it the best they could. They called the audible with Eddie Edwards. They took the attention away from the Macklin injury. I did think it was dumb that he didn't cash in his briefcase so that the fans in attendance could still get a title shot, whether it was win or lose.
Yep.
But that's really my only complaint about it. And they were just trying to think on the fly, handling the situation. So good on Carlos Silva and Tommy Dreamer for handling it the way they handled it. Shout out to Bang Bang Ricky Sosa getting signed officially to TNA and getting that announcement from Chris Bay.
Yep.
You know, which almost makes me feel like he's going to be penciled into Chris Bay's slot, considering we don't know if he'll ever wrestle again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for Ricky Sosa to essentially be Chris Bay's replacement, I think is solid.
Yep.
Leon Slater and EY, I thought was a phenomenal X Division match. EY showing why he is who he is. I will say seeing the OG knockouts during the Elegance brand segment was cool. ODB, Mickey James, and Taryn Terrell.
Yep.
That's about all that saved the segment. Otherwise, I probably would have been like Noah, and I actually support the Elegance brand, but there was no reason for them being out there.
Yeah.
Walter, you were on the call. What were your overall thoughts on Sacrifice? And then we'll go to Noah to bring it home.
Overall, I agree with you. It's about a B plus. The only real negativity I have, and it's not negative, they can't help it, was the injury, and that happened, and they had to pivot from it. And I saw it too. Like, I really called it live in the air. No one heard me. Like, I was like, yo, he took that super kick like really hard, and he ran into it off the rope. But other than that, I know he disappeared from the Ash segment, but or not Ash, but the Elegant segment. But to see those three veterans come back, fortunately, might lead to a 6-person tag coming up, Noah. So you're gonna have to stomach that coming
I
up.
think
Maybe
he'll tolerate it. I think he'll tolerate it for an actual match, considering the knockout legends involved.
Mm-hmm.
But I may be asking too much there. We'll see.
Exactly. But yeah, overall, it was pretty good. Even some of the pre-show was pretty good with what Tessa Blanchard was involved in and things. So
Yes.
it's an okay show.
And I appreciated Alejandra kind of putting Tessa over, trying to put a little bit of respect and good nature on her name after, all the controversy that surrounded her. So shout out to Alejandra again for giving Tessa that love.
Speaking of giving love here, and we had talked about last week before Noah goes. I do want to just give a special shout out to the ref. Shout out Alice Lane for doing a bang up job protecting the athletes. I want to stress that because literally 2 weeks ago, we covered what not to do when someone goes down and gets hurt. This was the complete opposite of that, and I don't want to be like the ones who only harp on the negative stories. This was a big positive, and everybody on social media in the IWC space was very quick to support it. No matter what company they represent or rep for, they were all praising Alice Lane's professionalism, conduct, and quick thinking when she saw that Steve Macklin was a bit rattled there. So shout out to her. I think she needs to get a lot more love, and I hope seeing the love that she got from all the locker rooms, I hope more people are supportive in that regard.
100%.
Couldn't have said better myself.
Yeah. The thing you have to remember, James, about the other incident is it was the ref that went down. So,
No, I get that.
The ref is usually the one that keeps control of the situation, but when the ref goes down, that's when situations like what we talked about a couple weeks ago unfold. But go ahead, Noah, give your thoughts on Sacrifice without raising your blood pressure.
I don't know if I can do that, but honestly, I'm tired tonight. I'm in a good mood. It's been a humbling conversation prior to this, and I'm going to leave you Yahoos in a little bit when you do your fantasy roster booking. But nonetheless, Sacrifice, it was mid. Leon Slater, Eric Young definitely was match of the night, an incredible match of this generation versus TNA Original. Despite Eric Young's maniacal mindset, it feels like he really pushed Leon Slater to his limit. I thought it was very well done, very competitive. And again, an OG, by the way, previous X Division champion as well. Another one knocked down by Leon Slater, who's becoming one of the most prolific X Division champions in recent memory. The sky is the limit for the youngest in charge, and the youngest still X Division champion. I thoroughly enjoyed and loved that match. Following that, bathroom break. But hey, I got Jeff Meacham on here when I said his name. So if nothing else, I provided nothing else, people entertainment, and I even put a sports reference in there for freaking Drew Brees. So there you go. Stat Boy approved. Flop Dollar and Kazarian with the win. Meh. But also looking at Rebellion, I'll tell y'all more about what Rebellion has so far and what my blood pressure's already given up a little bit. But I got a freaking, what they call it, echocardiogram on the April 16th. So I'll have contracts injected in me where I'll both pee and sweat. So pray for me on that on April 16th.
Yeah.
We'll see how I feel after that.
It was hilarious because when we did Simply Predicting, we did the AJ Francis Kazarian match, and he started to run down Kazarian, and Jeff joined us on Simply Predicting. And had to put Noah in check for saying disparaging comments about the Kina TNA. Then we're doing the watch along, and I mentioned Jeff. I was like, remember what Jeff said, and he was like, he's not here. You don't say his name, and he appears. Blah blah blah. This, and within like a minute of saying that, Jeff is in the stream reading Noah the Riot Act. It was so great. And yes, you're goddamn right I did that. And I'm sorry for taking your Lord's name in vain. But you goddamn right I did that because it was hilarious. He made the comment about you don't say his name and he appears.
And then
I made sure he appeared, damn it.
Say his name and he appears.
And Jeff was with us for the entire match just to keep Noah fair and unbiased.
But what happens if you say Joe Hendry's name?
Dang you freaking idiots! God bless it. We're not running that gimmick into the ground tonight. All right.
To be fair, it was one time.
Nonetheless. Anyway, yes, and Jeff Meacham and I had our own color and play-by-play commentary warfare. So were you not entertained, people? Good grief almighty. Anyway, the flopping cast won. Moving on from there, as Chris Bay came out walking on his own 2 feet. God bless him. He, of course, talked about somebody that didn't need 1 shot. He needed only 2. Bang, bang. As Ricky Sosa, it's apparently becoming a new special, I guess, once in a while in these TNA Plus specials, was officially signed to TNA Wrestling. So congratulations to the young upstart, only 4 years literally in his career out of Brussels, and of course being involved in HOG and other promotions. Now officially part of the TNA roster. I wish him nothing but the absolute best. I want to see him go after the X Division Championship and maybe even the TNA World Championship as he develops, because while he's been working for this moment for 5 years, he's ready to bring the Sosa era to TNA Wrestling, and I'm all for it. Then we have Mila Moore sacrificed, I think, by Jessica Havoc in hopes of bringing the bunny back to life, so hopefully we'll never see her again. Moving on from there, we had the TNA Knockouts World Championship triple threat as Danny Luna and Lei Ling Lee fought valiantly and competitively in what should have been the one-on-one match to happen back at Genesis, but due to visa issues and all sort of other headaches, it didn't happen. As these two fought with what TNA is all about towards the end, NXT is still ruining the Knockouts division with this disgrace. Moving on from there, Mara Sade does not see the bunny, but follow the white rabbit, which led to Rosemary, who apparently wants to talk to Mara Sade. To be continued, Pokemon style. This is like legitimately the only thing right now that literally is right now keeping me watching TNA. Highlight.
Because it could have the return of Allie to TV, and you're all about that.
Damn fucking right. Anyway, moving on from there, I'm also about Jada Stone being, before Alice Lane, MVP performer of the night, because damn, that spark lit up like a firecracker and performed like it was her last match ever, it felt like. It was her coming out party. Mustafa Ali and Tasha Steelz taking on their Order 4, taking on TNA International Champion Trey Miguel and, of course, Jada Stone. For those that don't know, Jada Stone, the thing about TNA right now that I'm also going to just put out there for you people, there really is no headliners, big-time names, or stars, it feels like, on this roster outside a couple of people. And you're literally looking at TNA develop here with the likes of Jada Stone and Rika Sosa. Jada Stone, of course, we took on both Mustafa Ali and Tasha Steelz throughout the duration of this match. Beautiful, picture perfect Hurricane Ride. You also see, of course, Jada Stone involved at Ladies Night Out 16. Thank you, by the way, for that, JJ. That being said, at one point, I thought she freaking had the win. I thought she was going to lose the pin Mustafa Ali. As things continue to descend into utter madness, Trey Miguel was handcuffed to the bottom rope by the Great Hands via a zip tie. And Mustafa Ali, who literally, with his new finisher, by the way, Dance with the Devil, almost probably broke Jada Stone's neck, not once, but twice, considering this all stemmed off the fact that previously he pile drive her head with the Highwayman's Farewell Pile Driver, the move of Ezekiel, Elijah, Elias, insert E-name here. Nonetheless, overkill to the highest degree. Mustafa Ali danced with the devil in a 450 on a restrained Trey Miguel, Order 4-1. What a freaking assault and insult to injury at that, too. But still, very great competitive match. Then we have Moose and Eddie Edwards. Oh, wait. No, we didn't. Because pre-show, apparently the system and the Order 4 negotiated where Special Agent Zero can now work for the system. Call it an enhancement, I guess, in their security. I don't know. Apparently, Eddie Edwards promised Mustafa Ali the first title shot when he becomes TNA World Champion in negotiation. Now, of course, neither side trusts each other, so I'm waiting for this faction warfare to implode. And yeah, that's a graphic, by the way, James, in case you don't know. Take a look real quick. And I'm just going to let people look at that and sink that in.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wait. Why is...
I want to get James' reaction to that.
Do you not get it?
No.
James'
Special
brain.
Agent Zero and Special Agent Oso.
Oh.
James is broken.
No.
I repeat.
No.
James is broken, ladies and gentlemen. I repeat, mark the time. James Hebert is officially broken.
No.
James, are you okay before I continue?
No.
Goonies never say die.
Oh my god.
Bang, bang. Also.
You really don't get that one either, because Sean Astin is the voice of Oso.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Nonetheless, moving on from there, Moose and Eddie Edwards, it didn't happen. Well, I guess it did. The bell rung. And then Special Agent Zero assaulted him immediately out of nowhere. And Moose won via disqualification as Eddie Edwards held his wife back from trying to help Moose. So, Moose versus Special Agent Zero, okay, that could be interesting. But clearly, we're not done with the system yet or trying to shut it down. I'm sure Moose will be back with a vengeance. Also, apparently, the Director of Authorities, and Tina Morella, I'm questioning his authority, has put her on grace in another match for the TNA National Championship upcoming on Impact against Layling Lee's Angel Warrior partner, Zaya Brookside. I can only pray that she wins. Moving on from there, the rest of the members of the system, by the way, were also banned from ringside for this, so I literally thought we were going to get a competitive one-on-one. That didn't happen. What was kind of competitive, though, was Mara Sade, after speaking with Rosemary, taking on Elena Black in the disqualification, bringing her bedazzled baseball bat. Yeah, you heard me right, folks. That was a thing. It wasn't as competitive as I thought it could be, as both are trying to get away from that NXT stinking identity of how similar they are, because they both went through their blah, 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 blah. Elena Black went to her old ways, paid for it with tax to the back, power slam and a moonsault later. Mara Sade won. Simple as that. I was kind of surprised by the result, but we'll see what comes further from that. Still, I mean, it's not, Indy Hartwell versus Danny Luna or your extreme knockout showcase of the past, but it was okay. It was okay. What was not okay, or should I say what was not anything but righteous, was the next match as Vincent, think what I'm saying, man, and Jeff Hardy took on Brian Myers and Sid Alexander. After Matt Hardy was mysteriously taken out this past Thursday on TNA Impact Wrestling, The Righteous was there to the Hardys' side to basically stand up against the system, who's going to challenge them, by the way, for those titles at Rebellion. I'll tell you more about that here in a moment. For a little while, it looked like Vincent and Jeff, they were on the same page. They were working pretty well. Vincent was mostly involved in this match. The system kind of isolated him. And then Jeff Hardy got the hot tag. As Jeff Hardy was about to do, vintage Jeff Hardy, pull off the meshes and go for the Swanton Bomb, we see the Titantron scroll down to a bloody, broken, physically, Matt Hardy. And looming over, Dutch. It was the Righteous, y'all.
All along.
It was the Righteous. And as Jeff stood there in disbelief, it allowed the system to literally take him out with a combination roster cut clothesline and lumbar check. And the system won as Vincent just casually walked away with his hands in his pockets, the most nonchalant, emotionless expression I've ever seen in my life. With Rebellion coming up here in Cleveland, Ohio, my state, of course, we got some matches announced. Leon Slater will defend the gold against Sid Alexander again, but now Sid Alexander is part of the system. We'll see if Cedric can literally take the X Division Championship. As I said, the Hardys will defend the TNA World Tag Team Championships against the system that won the Fatal 4-Way Number Contenders match, of course, Bear Bronson and Brian Myers. So keep that in mind. Maybe the Hardys might lose these titles. We'll find out. What's up, Walter?
Nick Nemeth also cut a promo saying that it's his hometown. He's going to call his shot.
Yeah, well, Eddie Edwards, the jury is out whether or not he will call his shot. So we'll find out soon enough. Frankie Kazarian, by the way, is going to go one-on-one with Elijah because Frankie Kazarian destroyed Elijah's guitar in the steel ring steps. It probably would turn into a guitar and a pole match. I'm just saying. After this. Following also what happened earlier with the Order 4 and Trey and Jay the Stone, Trey Miguel will defend the TNA International Championship against Mustafa Ali. You already heard about the Knockouts Championship match for Impact. And then, hey, James, what's your catchphrase? Oh, yeah. Nope.
Oh.
Because the waste of my time was on screen. But I do like the fact that we got a knockout showcase. And apparently, this is definitely not the TNA audience of old because they didn't know who the hell Taryn Terrell was. As ODB, Taryn Terrell, and Mickey James came out and kicked Mr. Elegance in the jewels and took out the Elegance brand for now. And yes, it's made official. Someone better be special guest commentator or have ibuprofen on standby sent to me via Amazon Prime. It will be Mickey James, ODB, and Taryn Darrell versus Ash M and Heather by Elegance, the Elegance brand, in trios action at Rebellion.
I told you.
Fuck me. Moving on from there was our main event as Mike Santana defended the TNA World Champion against Steve Macklin. Not really. Because as these two started out like two bats out of hell, there was a stiff, and I mean stiff, kick to the jaw that rebound Steve Macklin into the ropes and basically stumbled him and rocked his brain cells, where it looked like, as Walter so ugly put it, maybe he suffered a concussion or his knee gave out. Apparently, according to what I heard in exclusives, Carlos Silva himself, by the way, who basically honored Eddie Edwards and Alice Lane. Again, Alice Lane, MVP of the night. They thought it could be concussion. They're still not sure yet, but Steve Macklin was very grateful for the quick attention there, but definitely was not happy how it went down. So we'll wait and see if that rematch was made. As Eddie Edwards came out impromptu and did not cash in. He tried to take out or weaken the TNA World Champion because maybe he'll call a shot Rebellion, but all that ended up happening to him. He got his block spun, and then he got sent through a table with a crashing splash. And that was it as TNA Sacrifice went off the air. When I say sacrifice 3 hours for this, well, it was worth $10, but this versus SmackDown, I don't know, but it was all right. I'm happy for Ricky Sosa. I hope Steve Maclin's okay. Alice Lane, you are once again the definition why the referees are the literal bloodline, the lifeline to the professional wrestling business. Damn it. Don't underestimate the zebras or the stripes. And overall, Leon Slater is still the last real commendable champion. Right now, I'm seeing in TNA Wrestling. Mike Santana, though, he's holding down the fort, but we got to see what happens between Leon, Macklin, Nemeth, Edwards, and everything else. They need to figure out what the heck they're doing. But
Too many
overall,
shots to
sacrifice
call.
was okay. And I really am waiting for Order 4 and the system to go into faction warfare and see which one gets shut down. Overall, the show is all right.
At least the one thing I give TNA, this is what I love about them. You tune in Thursday, they're gonna probably have an injury report and update you about Steve Macklin. I always like that they give those injury reports. So
yeah,
if this Thursday's live, they're at least gonna say that.
Well, even if it's not live, I'm pretty sure they'll give us some sort of update, or TNAWrestling.com will keep us informed. And also, we'll see if another sin is repented as Rosemary tries to bring the bunny back to life, to be continued. Overall, the show was okay. And congrats to Ricky Sosa officially signing at TNA.
James and Nick, your thoughts on the show based off of what you heard?
Nothing really. I haven't watched the show yet. I have that to catch up on. I have the MLP shows to catch up on. I have AAA to catch up on. I am very much behind. And apparently the CMLL show did some really good shit too. So
CMLL has really picked up. CMLL has really picked up this last calendar year alone. I really have enjoyed that promotion. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. CMLL and Pro Wrestling Eve right now are my promotions for this year, and I can't wait for Megan Bay versus freaking Sapphire Reed on April 10th.
That's gonna be great.
Also, yeah, Global Wars. When are you on ROH? I cannot wait to cover Tashella Shaw versus Deonna Purrazzo and Taylor Rising versus Athena.
Mm-hmm.
And Big Al, too. Alice Crowley on the show.
That's right. You were mentioning her. I almost forgot to mention. Yeah, Alice Crowley was also part of it. Oh, by the way, congratulations to Scott D'Amore and Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling bringing Mayhem to the Canadian Sports Network, TSN. They got a TV deal. Congratulations.
Yep. Great White North is going to get even more wrestling, eh?
Damn it.
Yeah,
You love it.
I mean, again, you got Marmanello as the voice. I mean, you already sold me. I'll get freaking.
I'm watching for that alone. I'm watching for that alone, man.
That was the encouragement itself when Scott D'Amore brought Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling back.
Dude. Okay, I know this much. Seeing that it was Mauro Ranallo with Ian Riccaboni and Don Callis, I'm like, oh, this sounds like it could have been great. I'm ready.
I cannot wait to watch these shows, seriously. But yeah, that was TNA Sacrifice. Now we're on our way to Rebellion. The card's filling out, and we still have yet to figure out what the heck's going to happen with the TNA Knockouts World Championship and the TNA World Championship. So stay tuned, folks. And yes, we will be covering it, and I will not be going prior to our passions and between ticket, lodging, and travel. And the fact that literally is into WrestleMania week and one day before Dynasty, which I'm far more looking forward to at this point. This card ain't made yet. I ain't going nowhere. I'll be covering both back-to-back days. So stay tuned, folks, and stay tuned for Sid the Predicting. It's going to be a busy freaking week for me before WrestleMania. Good grief.
It's going to be a busy week for all of us.
Story of our lives here.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a busy week for Walter and I. It's looking like we're going to be going to 16 different events.
Have fun. Good luck. Stay hydrated.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I think pretty much everything is indoors, so hydration still definitely a key, but not as bad as if it was outdoors. So
I don't think there's going to be enough sleep in the world to recover after what we go through that week.
You know, I used to have a funny little line where I would say, "What is sleep?" I think I'm going to realize what sleep is real quick when I'm done alone just with this.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's a lot. That's a lot.
And that's just the prediction streams, which, of course, I moderate. Oh, God, the headaches I'm going to get from everybody on these.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
It is what it is, bro.
And you're going to be double dipping on 2 of those nights. Bring that back up.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Stand and Deliver you've got scheduled for this coming Thursday, April 2nd. Okay, you won't be double dipping that night because we gave you that interview off. That's the interview with Dr. Redacted.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
Thursday, April 9th for Dynasty. That's our interview with Jocelyn Navarro, our makeup interview. So you'll have that interview at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific.
Okay.
Then you'll have a little nap time. And then you'll be back for the Dynasty Simply Predicting. Kind of like we did this past weekend.
Yeah,
with Kelly.
that was a one. Again, to everybody we interviewed, folks, follow them and truly get an inside look at the persons behind the wrestler. I can't encourage that enough. I realize what I put myself into. You have no idea how long it took me to figure out, okay, how do I do Rebellion? How do I do Dynasty? Both shows back-to-back days on the weekend, and how do you juggle that? And I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'll just do it this way and this way because I'm a glutton for freaking punishment because I'll be damned if I'm not going to freaking predict what I have to cover.
Yep. Yeah, true that.
And speaking of predicting what we have to cover, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And then when we come back, we'll get into our meat and potatoes and talk about our fantasy rosters. And I know your timer isn't up yet, sir. So you're going to hang around a little bit and at least watch as we do some of this, even if you don't participate. Damn it.
Fine. 1 hour.
Witness as Ed and San Antonio Productions presents Podermania, live from the Horseshoe Casino in Las Vegas, Wednesday, April 15th at 3 p.m. A part of GCW's 2026 collective. Don't miss Poder champion Brittany Blake, Shotzi Blackheart, Leva Bates, Sue Young, Toga, Izzy Moreno, and many more of your favorite women independent pro wrestlers. Only at Podermania.
And now for a taste of things to come.
And truly here at the Simple Studios, that trailer doesn't demonstrate enough. Here we want to only encourage, remind you that we love to encompass, embrace, celebrate, engage, pontificate, analyze, criticize, react, and cover, and truly go ... dive into all the wrestling and combat sports and other forms of entertainment too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You guys like the little Poder trailer that was up there?
Yes, and I love the fact that suddenly in the background I hear Britney Spears Toxic.
Yeah, that was fucking funny.
What a background theme.
Yeah,
shout out to Ed. He posted that on his X page, and I just ripped it from there to share.
I knew you did.
I will say it is an improvement from It's Coming Back. Boom! 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 Boom!
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, that's Podermania lore from last year.
Well, get ready.
Poder Mania.
Poder Mania.
Remember, Walter, he's Boston, you know. Okay, all right.
I'm very white. I'm sorry.
He got that Boston, you know. And then nonetheless,
gotta get in the car to go to the bar.
Remember, James, I'm on the call with you, I think, this time for this. And I'm sure we'll figure that out behind private closed doors with our meeting ahead of all of this. But nonetheless, maybe I'll figure what you mean.
This Tuesday. Got it.
How many shows is this madman gonna put me in the proverbial commentary booth as he cracks his knuckles?
Look, like I said, and we've put stuff in front of the camera already today. This meeting on Tuesday is just to figure out what we're gonna do live and what we're gonna do on Memorex, because pretty much everybody except for you and James aren't gonna know their schedules to be color commentary until like the week going into Mania.
Fair enough.
So like we'll figure all that part out later, but we need to decide what shows we are actually going to cover and put our effort into, because then I'll make the WrestleMania trailer, with the OG WrestleMania cover theme that we used for royalty free last year and everything.
And then I'll try and create another timeless reaction.
Yes. Especially since she's going to be gone for the better part of the year. We need a little
timeless Noah
in our life.
Yeah.
You all are freaking goobers for that nonsense. I did it once and then twice, and now it's like it's gotta be the freaking annual thing now. Good grief.
Yes. Well, yeah, I mean it's perfect. In the words of the glorious Keen A Train, timeless.
Yes.
Shout out to my brother. All right, fine, fair enough. Just let me know once you got the trailer, then I'll start production on it.
Of course. And
Anyway.
Once we get everything figured out on Tuesday, I'll probably have it ready for you by Wednesday, if not Thursday, because I know I work on Wednesday the 1st, so I may not get to crank it out until the 2nd. But
well, again, the next week for me is absolutely going to be bloody insane in more ways than one in our wrestling. But nonetheless, speaking of wrestling,
speaking of bloody, let's not forget to plug real quick our interview with Dr. Redacted this coming Thursday.
Great segue.
Murder surgeon himself.
Yes, sir.
You want to talk about bloody, and you also want to talk about bloody and bloody good. Our Canadian friend Ash is here. The Canadian connection is in the house.
We got both here.
Hi.
Oh boy. Get ready for more madness and mischief, folks. Hello, Ash. Been a moment. You're the guest Vaz, and of course, Sakura Genesis is next week Saturday morning.
Yeah.
All right,
Hey, stop if you've heard this one, guys.
She needs to get caught up on New Japan.
Your girl hasn't been able to watch the New Japan Cup.
All right, listen. I would type this out, but I can't. Nick, brother, please mute your TV. It's unbelievable. Please, for the love of God.
Well, you can hear my TV?
Yeah, it's loud, bro. Like I would
I'm
type
not that
it.
far behind on the New Japan Cup, by the way. I have quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals, and that's
Well,
it.
I'll listen. I'll tell you this, Ash. I'll say, as the two most prolific Shinneon Pro Wrestling fans here of the Super Level Studios, what was not watching on trailer, but you and I have done our own exclusives. If you're batty as me, come freaking Friday night into Saturday morning, knowing what to have this coming freaking weekend, I have no problem covering Sakura Genesis with you live.
Same. I'm watching as I'm watching the tournament unfold. I'm angry that my pick won.
Oh, so she did say it. Before I give it to you, let me just say this real quick. Damn it, you freaking lucky! Damn it, my bracket! Damn it! Yes, how new is the winner of this Grand Cup?
How do you think I feel? Day one, my bracket immediately busted.
And you still got the winner. As far as I'm concerned, you still won Bang Bracket Breakdown Round 1. So lucky you.
Still, it's just
lucky her even more. She's going to Dynamite this weekend, and she's going to see Osprey and Pac.
About to say, Walter, you want to cover Dynamite this week just for that?
And the Brawling Birds. I get to see the Brawling Birds too.
And Mina.
Yes.
I can't cover Dynamite because it's April 1st, and I got tickets to go see the Super Mario movie already.
Oh, that's fair. Oh, good. Good on you. Enjoy
It's released on April 1st. What if it was a joke?
James, are you free on Wednesday?
Bowser friggin' ruined stuff.
I honestly don't No, probably not.
All right, calm down, guys. I'm just
Also, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this right now, but I also got invited to be a guest on the Wrestle Collective podcast that following Thursday.
Nice.
Don't spoil it. Well, I mean, good for you.
No,
but
it's okay because we were going to get it out in the shills anyway. When else is she going to get an opportunity to shill it on this channel?
That's
Also, in all fairness, James, Slick mentioned that at a weekend at Advocates earlier today too. So.
Oh, okay. So it's already been announced. Okay, so we're not talking out of school.
So it's not
okay.
a spoiler.
Good,
It's already
good,
out
good.
there.
Cool,
But
cool.
nonetheless, Ash, congratulations, guys. I'm just fooling. I'm not bloody insane.
Hey, I will say this. I had actually contemplated asking you guys about that because I remember when I went to my first Dynamite, we did a watch long for it.
Oh, yeah, that's
we had
true.
people there.
That's true. That's right.
So it's like if the people are there, you're always willing to do AEW.
Fucking right. I am.
Nick, are you willing to do Dynamite with Noah? He's giving the thumbs up. So there's the color commentator right there. And if James is available, there's a 3-man booth. If he's not available, it'll be just the 2 of you.
Got to give the people what they want, and it sounds like I got more
And
than
if I
one
get
match
off
to-
early enough, then I can be home to join. It's all a matter of when I get cut. It all just depends on which manager is working.
All
Because
right.
I'm the opener, and my next person usually comes on at either 2:30 or 3. If we're dead,
all right,
and it's the manager that doesn't really like me, then I'll probably get cut when that person comes on. If it's a manager that does like me, then they'll usually keep me and try to give me as much of my 8 as possible. And I wouldn't be there. But if I get cut early, I may be home in time to join you for at least most of it. So
All right. Well, then, fuck it. Let's do it. Between the contract signing,
it is
Pac and
official.
Ospreay, and now the Brawling Birds apparently are going to be on my screen with Mina. Yay.
Yes, the Brawling Birds and Mina versus the Triangle of Terror.
Ooh, madness, by the way. Put some respect
Triangle
on
of Madness, excuse me.
It's all right. I know he hasn't watched, folks. It's okay. I didn't say that.
I watched Collision tonight, and I downloaded Thecla's promo to potentially add some of it to our opening.
She has so damn come into her own. It is insane what she's done in less than a year in AEW and how well she fits that mold of being champion right now. It is insane. I love it. Last week's Dynamite was fucking amazing. I can't wait to watch Collision freaking tomorrow. So yes, coming Dynamite this Wednesday. I'm all in. Let's fucking do it.
Mm-hmm.
Quick detour. Jeff just popped in the chat. Literally quickly popping in on break from Toy Story Busload. Just wanted to say hi and love you all. Yes, even you.
Always appreciate you, Jeff, even if you get riled up when I talk about Frankie Kazarian. And I'm sure next time I say his name in an ill matter, you will once again somehow be summoned by JJ to try and chastise me. And you and I will have a fun watch-along commentary.
Yeah, right.
It was fun calling a match with Jeff. I haven't done that with him since I think Multiverse United at the Globe Theater, ironically enough, last year WrestleMania, I think, or the
No, I think
previous
that was
one.
for Mania 39. That would have been
Oh,
like
that's
3
right,
years ago
California.
because that was LA.
But nonetheless, it was fun calling the match with Jeff. That was fun. But nonetheless, anytime I could call AEW, shoot, sign me up. Let's fucking go. This episode already, it's like, give me the Wednesday already. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, seriously. Like, I will say, and for those of you that didn't see Collision, sorry for the spoiler here.
Beep, beep, beep.
I was a little sad to see my Babes of Wrath officially go their separate ways.
Oh.
Mutual. It wasn't like it was a forced stipulation or anything, I don't think. But they decided to go their separate ways.
Well, we'll
No
see. What
heel turn from Harley like everyone was kind of expecting.
Yeah, she don't need to go heel. No, she's a gem. No.
But that broke my little soul a little bit because everyone knows how much I love Willow.
I know.
I find
JJ.
Harley hilarious,
She's a
especially
gem.
with her own little Muppets.
Oh,
They were a great tag team together.
They were great inaugural champions too, and again, they were literally brought together since Harley Cameron's second match bound together in this business, and Chris Statlander made that bond with all three of them even stronger. So I'm very curious to see where Statlander, Harley Cameron, Will Nightingale go from here, especially this Will Nightingale is still TBS champion. Let's keep that in mind. She's the only one out of those three right now with gold. Ironically enough, Statlander hasn't been seen since that match at Revolution. Has she been the one that? Nah, that can't be it. Well, maybe.
Jeff says, if I could have JJ summon out magic the Mouse Mafia, I'd be there now. We know you would, bro.
We appreciate you, Jeff. All right. You know, man, we always welcome you on this freaking family that you freaking brought the genesis to and has only evolved since the revelations that have been created through JJ and all of our connections in this expanded ecosystem. Even Charles in the chat, when he comes out of the manhood, despite the fact that he's always on Avatar, man, and still can't freaking get through level 1 without falling down virtually in a TMNT. We still appreciate him. So, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah,
we'll
Jeff has told me in conversations how proud he is of all of us and how the team is expanded and everything. And the fact that we can do something like we're going to do Mania Week, and we've got, you know, with me and Walter not being here to be active parts, we still have the four of you on screen. We've got the Wrestlefish Ryan. We've got Stat Boy. We've got Jeff for what he's available for. We've still got more than enough people that can hold the fort down while two of us are going to be doing, quite literally, sir, all the wrestling in Vegas without even setting foot in a WWE show.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's
16 events we're going to be doing. And the only WWE thing we're doing is the ID showcase.
Yeah.
Which is being hosted by FSW. It's not even really part of all the WWE WrestleMania stuff.
It's just insane to figure out what the wrestling ecosystem has become and is going to bring us in less than a week span alone in that period, and everything else going on now. I mean, hell, we just named MLP, ROH, AEW, Stardom, NJPW, WWE, GCW. I mean, the trailer alone encompasses everything. I'm just ready to just get all into it right now. I mean, shoot, we already got Dynamite this Wednesday. I got Cinema Addicted for NXT Stand Deliver. We'll see how that stands delivered for free on YouTube.
Do you believe, Noah, and this is to everybody in the room, but do y'all believe that night 1 of WrestleMania is literally 3 weeks away?
Yes, I just realized that when I went to WWE Matches. Thank WWE Matches on YouTube for getting me the official graphics for the matches so far, where it looks like night 1's going to be Madman Wasteland theme as you ride a weaponized bullet train into the City of Sin, while night 2 takes you Tron style, officially themed by the weekend, up the freaking strip to the main event.
Nice.
Yeah, this time in 3 weeks, Walter and I will be at the Clusterfuck Battle Royal.
Good Lord.
Oh boy, enjoy.
And this time in 3 weeks, we will be hooting, hauling, ranting, or tired or sleeping after we talk about Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton.
Nope, because remember, we're not going to do a Shenanigans Saturday night. We're going to do it after Mania Sunday so we can do both. Because we've got so much shit we're covering.
That's going to go Lionel Richie all night long, probably.
Yes. Not only is it the Clusterfuck Battle Royal, James, but the opening contest for the show, because remember last year when we did the Clusterfuck, there was a big old like cage match, like 6-person or something cage match. Tremont versus Otis for the Ultraviolent title in a cage.
Good Lord Almighty.
Prior to the Clusterfuck Battle Royal.
Oh boy.
Can you say insanity, folks?
Yeah, there you go.
Can we say James is going to be squeamish because of all the blood?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna need to. I may need to commandeer somebody else's house for that one.
You know what, Ash? At some point, you and I need to cover a Freedom show with all the blood and deathmatch lore with that place.
I think you guys would get a kick out of the Clusterfuck if you're down to still go after Mania, Noah. I think you two should do that. Because blood and violence
Ryan and I will be doing that.
Okay. I was going to say, let Noah and Ash do it. Hell, we could have 2 simultaneous streams covering the same event.
That would be
double the reaction.
Well, wouldn't it be the first time we've had simulcasting with two different languages?
Honestly, we could do a 4-man booth and that would be a clusterfuck.
Because the clusterfuck battle royal is going to have over 100 entrants.
Oh God!
Like the battle royal itself went like almost 2 hours last year.
I thought Tiger Mori's freaking pay-per-view all on his own, created by an AI, where he went through 4 different battle royals or a ring out once, was freaking ridiculous. Never mind. That was just last year. You know what I'm talking about, Ash.
Yep.
Well, anyway, back to your regular scheduled programming. Between all the wrestling and now, what the hell are you all trying to book here for the next 45 minutes? Go for it.
Okay, so I saw this going around Twitter yesterday. And to give proper credit where credit's due, apparently it's being credited to Paul Walter Hauser, who put out the initial post of, if I started an indie company, these would be my first round draft picks.
Huh.
And he gave off a list of people. And everybody seems to start doing it. Fans, podcasters, wrestlers themselves, the whole nine. And me being me, I took what they did and I elaborated on it.
Of course.
Because if you're going to start a company, you can't start a company with like 10 individuals. You need to have probably a minimum of 10 per division. So when I quote tweeted and did my list, I did 10 men, 10 women, and 10 tag teams or stables. So technically you're getting a minimum of 40 people, because 2 person per tag team, 3 if it's a stable.
Yep.
All right.
So I'm going to kick this off real quick, just so everyone can kind of get an idea of what I did. And then maybe Shawn Michaels it, not to toot my own horn, but, say follow that.
Well, you and Walter share a brain.
I know James had asked to go first, but with this being my brainchild and definitely wanting you to be here while I give my names, Noah, I'm going to go ahead and do mine first, and then we'll go to James, then we'll go down to Walter, then to
I just want to
Nick.
say one thing before you go. AEW kind of screwed us out of some tag teams we would have said, but they got signed. So
No, because I said in the group chats, you can use AEW and TNA names as long as they are active still on the independents.
Literally got that clarified, brother. You kind of flubbed that. As
I
usually me who
literally
does
say that because there's names like the Rascals who still work for Revolver out of Ohio.
Yep.
You still got Busta in the Brain doing all kinds of stuff for GCW. You got Megan Bain doing stuff
everywhere.
So there's literally people that are doing shit still. Those are just a couple examples.
My list is gonna slap.
I'm just going to state my case. I was unable to make a list because I couldn't find tag teams.
Well, that's why we're going to let you go last, because it'll give you people you can steal from.
I'll do my best.
Because I'm sure we're going to have a lot of repeats here. This isn't an official draft where once somebody says it, they're off the table.
Oh, thank God.
So if I say a tag team that you want, write them down. If James says a tag team you want, write them down. You get 10.
Let me get my pen and paper real quick.
Oh, good Lord.
All right. So, being as how we just,
sorry. I was about to say, I was brainstorming some people while I was at work, but then during the second, during halfway at the halfway point, it got hella busy that I had to okay, I got to put this on the back burner.
No worries. Being as how we just had the oh so lovely Alejandra Quintanilla on the show, I'm going to start with my women.
For $1, name a tag team.
We'll get to the tag teams, love. I'm going to start with the women. So my 10 women are, in no particular order, La Chola Vipress, Izzy Moreno, La Princesa Tiffany Nieves, Brooke Havoc, Big Al Alice Crowley, Kaya McKenna, Janai Kai, Alejandra Quintanilla, Jasmine Allure, and Hollywood Haley J. Those are my 10 women.
Are we gonna go through each? Like everybody's gonna go through the same category and then like go loop a rack around?
No.
Okay.
No, because I'll just
right.
go through all of them. But like I said, I just wanted to do the women first. I was going to pause for a second in case Noah wanted to speak because his time is limited. So
I'm just listening right now. Overall, though, that's a good crop of experience, potential. There's also some dynamics that have been there before. By the way, coming up here pretty soon, Charlie Evans is going one-on-one against Eddie Kingston. I'm all for that. Yes, please. And again, Alex Crowley, she's been making waves, and we've been talking about her a lot. So I figured that she was going to be part of your list. And I kind of figured you were going to use a lot of names that we've been discussing here ahead of Polar Mania and Ladies Night as well. Of course, also names you've seen in GCW. So some of those names didn't surprise me, but I like your list.
thank you. Thank you. For my men, again, in no particular order, The Real Deal Teriyaki, Joey Janela, The Root of All Evil, Charles Mason,
Oh, Lord.
Gino Rivera, KJ Orso, Jonathan Gresham, The Epic, Doug Malo, Alan Angels, Willie Mack, and Effie.
Heels, technicians, all-rounders, hybrid wrestlers.
Our lists are kind of similar for the men's side, JJ. I'm not gonna lie.
It's okay.
I mean, again, so going to happen.
We all cover pretty much the same shit. We all have very similar likes and dislikes. So I'm not surprised that there's going to be a lot. The tag teams is where I know, or where at least where I think there's going to be a lot of difference. So for my tag teams and stables, no particular order, but without question, my number one draft pick, Vandal 48.
I was waiting for him to say that.
I've got the main event, Midas Black and Blazing J Lion.
How's it going?
I've got the Brothers of Funstruction, Yabo and Ruffo. I've got Violence is Forever, Kevin Koo and Dominic Guarini. Of course, I've got Busta and the Brain on there, Jordan Oliver and Alex Price.
But I've been insulted if you didn't say that.
I've got Bain and Matthews, Davey Bain and August Matthews. Sinner and Saint, Judas Icarus and Travis Williams. Flo Kane, Stephen Flo and Cocaine. I've got The Outbreak, Jackson and Abel, managed by Barnabas the Bizarre. And smoke 'em if you got 'em. I got all four rascals.
Rascals, main event, Vander, Busta and the Brain. That alone is a four-way tag match I would just like to see who literally flies the highest end out of the freaking ring and how many collisions I get. Good stuff.
I'm not going to lie. I want to see Trey Miguel do the spot that he did at the holiday special with the vape blowing the smoke and everyone fighting in slow-mo.
Yeah.
With either the Brothers of Construction or the Outbreak. I just think that would be hilarious to see him do it with clowns
to
or
see
zombies.
if it actually happens, like we get something at normal speed.
Or to do it against Cocaine.
Oh, God.
Who's always, have him do that, and then the antidote is going into his pocket slow-mo, pulling out an 8-ball, snorting it, and then everything goes into like super speed.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
Well done. Well done, JJ.
Thank you, thank you. So that is my roster of people.
Wow. All right.
James, it's on you, good sir.
All right. Well, I have some similars, but I did leave out some people because I knew they were going to be said by others. So I have actually a pretty different list entirely. So here we go for the men's. Charles Mason, number 1. Alan Angels, LeBron Cozone, Adam Priest, KJ Orso. Here's a wild card because he is free agent. Tetsuya Naito, Damian Chambers, Eric Stevens, Hayabusa 2, and of course, my buddy Doug Ballo.
Okay, first off, Los Tranquilos de Japón. You have already got an ace in the hole there.
Yeah. And then, he would be like my unsung ace, but then you got Mason, who's the perfect heel foil for him.
True enough. Nothing tranquilo about that crazy guy.
Go ahead, Ash.
Am I allowed to put Bushi and Naito as a tag team?
Yes, they're the
You
GHC tag team champions, I believe.
Yeah, that works. That does work.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they were allowed. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
They're in the Indies, they count. They're in the Indies, they count.
I mean, ever since he left NJPW, Naito just kind of been freelancing about primarily in Japan and Europe. It works.
Yeah. I think you got a really good mid card as well. That's strong because you got Damian Chambers, Eric Stevens, you got Adam Priest, KJ Orso, LeBron Cozone, Alan Angels. Like, there's some good ones there, and then you could bring them up to upper main event level eventually as well. I think.
Yeah,
and that will be expanded on my teams as well, by the way, because I did draft some factions to
fair enough
that roster.
Pretty solid. I did mean to say at the end of mine, I just didn't have it in front of me. But like when I posted mine, I got likes from some people on my list.
Good shit.
I got likes from Brooke Havoc, Christian Napier, Kaya McKenna, Telly from Title Match Network liked it. And then I also got Otis, Alan Angels, and a retweet from Midas Black.
There you go.
You better have some people we interviewed on that female list.
Right?
After us.
Show them some damn respect.
I would have had Alejandra, but then I feel like I'd be fake.
Yeah, I thought I didn't think of putting everybody because it would have been too fake. Oh, it's just the people there.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have spread it out between Japan, who's been freelancing about, and of course the people I've seen here.
Yeah.
You guys know how wide my scope is, but I don't.
Yeah. So now for the women's, I got Charlie, aka Dakota Kai.
Very
nice. Number 1. Killer Kelly. I know you like that one, Noah.
Yes.
Janai Kai. I know you like that one, Noah.
Yes.
Kid Bandit.
So
Kid Bandit.
I got kicks and a strike. These lethal striker from Ring Conf. Continue.
Yeah, and we got Kid Bandit. Shout out the ATW crew. Never
Nice.
forget our roots there. Natalia Markova.
I was waiting for her to pop up.
I didn't make her number 1. I that would have been too obvious, believe it or not.
NWA Women's World Champion still, might I add.
That's how I felt about Tiffany Nieves. It was like if I put her number 1, that would be too obvious. Plus, I'm sure Walter has her number 1.
Yeah.
That's his mamacita.
This does work. She has been showing up on a lot of indies recently. Nyla Rose.
Yeah, she was that Wrestle Cleanup 8, to your point.
Yeah. Miyu Yamashita.
Yes! Big striker!
Jasmine Allure.
Top tier.
Mercedes Martinez.
Oh, and she's about to retire.
And I saved the best for last. Mercedes Monet. I did that. I did that specifically for JJ.
There goes your whole budget just signing her.
I mean, a year later, she literally has brought attention and made a champion so far across 6 different promotions, including 3 we know right here. Just saying. Hell of a list, James. Very impressive.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Now,
I'm not gonna knock her. That would be too easy for me. But I feel like she'd probably take a lot of your money to have her as a featured member of your roster.
well, yeah, but then the other women get over. So you got the perfect heel, and you got Charlie. I don't see any issue. Shit.
I'm pretty sure Charlie wants to face. You know what? It won't surprise me if Charlie wants to face Mercedes Monet.
No, man. Mercedes and Natalia Markova in the ring. Fuck yes, sign me up. Inject that in my veins, bro.
Calm down,
James. Have a clinic in the ring.
The question, James, is will Charlie give you access to her chocolate factory?
Oh my God, no! It's Dakota Kai. It's not that.
That'd be a great book to read.
Anyway,
recommend that for your wife.
Minus 10 minutes.
Oh God! Can you? All right, give 30. All right. Next time, let's mind the time because now I feel bad.
Let's move it along. I want Noah to hear my women picks.
Yeah,
Got 20 minutes left. Continue.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, so I'm gonna make mine quick on the last category. This is not the last category. I'll explain later. I'm gonna speed run that last one though. But for male tag teams, YDNPM, Marcus Mathers, Jordan Oliver, and Alec Price. 3 for 1 right there. Adds another potential singles guy as well in Marcus Mathers. Main event, Jay Lyon, Midas Black. Backseat Boys, JP and Tommy Grayson, the Amazing Graysons. Cowboy Way, One Called Manders, and Thomas Shire. Sinner and Saint, Judas Icarus and Travis Williams. Tie or Die, KJ Reynolds and Ryan Matthias. Latinos Most Wanted, Coda Hernandez and Sabin Gage. They're awesome, by the way. Lucha House Party, Graham Metalik, Lindsay Dorado, and Samurai del Sol. Reunite them boys. The Crush Boys, Starboy Charlie, and Titus Alexander. And last but not least, from Rev Pro, CPF, Maverick Mayhew, Joe Lando, and Denny Black.
I like the fact that your tag division is strictly men only versus any women, but you definitely got a wide dynamic. I see the Lucha. I see the European connection. A couple of teams I didn't think about at all when you were given your list. And then I saw like the commonalities, of course, with GCW coverages. But still, very dynamic. But overall, you definitely, as far as your company goes, your women's division has my full attention.
Well, may have more of your attention because I did an extra. And this is where the one I'm going to speed run. Here we go. Women's tag team is my honorable mentions.
You bloody
Divine Dominion, Megan Bain and Lena Cross. Chemical X, Chemical X, Shotzi Blackheart and Priscilla Kelly. TVMA, Tiffany Nieves and Valentina Rossi. Hyperactive, Sapphire Reed and Navita Vaughn. Spitfire, Danny Luna and Jody Thread. Neo Genesis, Asume, Starlight Kid, Mei Saria, Miyu Amasaki, and Suzu Suzuki.
Very good.
Mainly because
not a team anymore.
Mainly because Asume and Starlight Kid, because they're awesome.
Well, they're also part of the same faction. Let's continue.
Yeah, exactly. The Renegade Twins, Charlotte and Robin, Fire and Flava, Tasha Steeles, Akira Hogan, Death Dolls, Rosemary and Havoc, Spark Rush, Sari, and Tagumi Aroha, and Evil Leafs and Diamante to round it out.
That sounded like it was more than 10, and you cheated. You talked about me not reading the part about the AEW. You made your whole
honorable mention.
You spaced it.
No, you're not going to do that. I said honorable mention.
You said honorable mentions. So as far as I'm concerned,
someone said to include honorable mention. You can't just make shit up.
Yeah, but I was saying, he just booked his own all-women show, basically, with those 20 names of women.
Yeah, that's cheating.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Because I was gonna have unique shit that nobody mentioned until you did that.
You'll still have unique shit. I said they're honorable mentions.
When you give him anything that involves fantasy booking or a roster, JJ.
I know.
Whatever.
That's why he should have been last.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, I'm gonna keep going, but good stuff. Walter, I think you're next.
Next time you go last, but the first to have our foots in your ass. But anyways,
nice.
I'll start with the tag teams. I got main event, which I think pretty much everybody had. Midas Black and Jay Lion, Royal Flavor, Alex Finley and DVO Night, Brothers of Construction, which I think JJ had. Violence is Forever, Dominic Arini and Kevin Koo. TME, which is Enjoy and which is from Exodus Pro. Country Gentlemen, VPW, DCCW, AMW, which is an NWA tag team. Bangs and Matthew, David Bang and August Matthew. Fire and Fury, Nova Phoenix and Morgan Mercy. The Heartless Kings, Boa Silva and Antonio Rivers from MPW. And the Tonga Twins, Kona and Cole. I put women in mixed with the tag team. That's
what
what
I
I
was
thought we were
thinking.
gonna do.
That was kind of like the idea. I was thinking you were all going to do like 5 men and 5 women to balance it out. So right now, I love the fact that yours is the most balanced out. So very good.
I was thinking of doing that, but I can't find 5 women teams. Sadly.
I do also want to say shout out to Collective for helping me out and just jogging my memory because I know all the names. But yeah, thank you, Graps and Soda.
Females. I didn't put it in order, but yeah, Tiffany Nieves was first. JJ. But Tiffany Nieves, Billy Starks, Issy Moreno, Shotzi, Janai Kai, Steph Delander, Brooke Havoc, Jasmine Allure. From GCWA, Dulce Tormenta. You know I had to put another Latina in there.
Yeah, of course.
She's a mask wrestler. And then last, Big Swole.
Whoa, that's a name that hasn't been heard in a long time, I think. All right.
I don't think I've heard of it since the first time we covered Ladies of Wrestling or the Ladies Night Out. I mean.
Ladies Night Out, but yeah. That's all right. Good stuff. A lot of young potential there on that list too.
For men, KJ Orso, Gringo Loco, Killer Cross, Matt Tremont, the one called Manders, Charles Mason, Zilla Fatu, Royce Isaacs, Mance Warner, and Atticus Kroger.
Good hybrid list there. You got some psychopaths on your list, though. I'm just saying, gluttons for punishment and masochists. But still, Royce Isaacs, involving Bloodsport, of course, one half of the West Coast Wrecking Crew or World Class Wrecking Crew. I know they changed the name at some point. All right, nice dynamics. Good stuff.
Really quickly, Walter, remember how you agreed to the Ringo Loco show after seeing this?
Uh-huh.
Since you mentioned her, I just had to show you you're going to get to see her live.
Dulce Tormenta, which means sweet torment.
Yeah, about to say, Dulce de Leche, of course, the dessert that everyone knows by probably name alone. Don't even know what that means. So thank you for that, Walter. Good stuff.
There you go.
All right. I believe that brings us, if we're going clockwise, to Mr. Nick.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Come on, bro. Let me see you.
Okay,
Stand behind your shit.
I'm going to start with the men. So this is in no particular order, but I'm going to keep it in order. Jonathan Gresham.
Yes. Technician.
Marcus Mathers. Darian Richardson. Man Like Doris. Charles Mason.
Coming out.
One Called Manders. Mace Warner. Colby Carter, the PW Symphony World Champ. Adam Brooks, the Melbourne City Wrestling Inter-Commonwealth Champion. And for my last one, Puss Bubble himself, Matt Tremont.
A lot of commonalities I'm hearing here with the likes of Charles Mason, One Called Manners. All right.
So, and then my honorable mentions for that were Michael Oku and Ricky Sosa. But that's besides the point. Okay,
yeah, I love those two names.
That would have been some of my honorable mentions.
I need that one-on-one match now. Anyway, continue.
Yeah.
My women, in no particular order. Megan Bain, Vert Vixen,
yes,
Kaya McKenna, Nixie XS, Nikki Blackheart, the Bionic Woman Alexia Nicole, Big Al Alex Crowley, the Podermania Women's Champion Brittany Blake. I mean, I have a Charlie, but Charlie fucking Evans.
Yes.
Oh, good one.
Yes, very good one.
Izzy Moreno.
Yeah.
And my last one is Shaza McKenzie.
Ah, that's a really good one.
And then shout outs to Freya the Slayer, Taylor Rising, Ali Catch, Gisela Shaw, and a bunch of other women. Okay.
I'm not surprised that you put Nixie and Shaza on there. Nixie, who tapped out tonight on Collision.
Yeah, she still looked good doing it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, she did.
You take the opportunities whenever they are presented. Period.
Yep. Yes. So and then I didn't know if Nikki Blackheart was going to be allowed, so I put beside Nikki Blackheart Alexis Falcon.
That's fair because, of course, we know Nikki Blackheart got her WDID dream one step closer to the Ultimate Dream. Congrats to her. And Alexis Falcon, the witchy bitch, she not only prevailed at Wrestle Kingdom 8 in the Battle Royale, she also is now the new Red Pro Undisputed British Women's Champion. Congratulations to her.
Exactly.
But even though they're ID, they're still working on the indies. That's why they're still allowed.
It works. It works.
So that's why I put Nikki Blackheart first.
Yeah,
That's
no.
fair.
Nikki is allowed because until she goes to NXT, she is still allowed to work indies as part of the ID program. So she's still technically an independent talent.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm
So-
not going to say my phrase next. I'm actually in a decent mood. This is actually very appealing. Continue.
So my teams, I've got Bustin' the Brain. I got Main Event. I have Miracle Generation, which is Dustin the Flash Waller and Kylan King.
Ooh.
Hey, Kylan King, the motherfucking king. Now we're talking.
I got Sinner and Saint. I got Vandal 48. I got the Rascals. Okay. I've got the Skyscrapers, Bishop Dyer and Dijak.
Nice.
I've got Noah's gonna like this. I got Butcher and the Blade.
Yes.
But do they come with the bunny?
Well, no, they do not come with the bunny, unfortunately, because I don't think they're on the indies, but I don't know if she's with them.
No, she's not.
Okay. So then next I got 5150, which is Slice Boogie and Danny Limelight.
I have not heard that name in a long time. That's a good one.
They're looking like a rendition of LAX.
Yes, that's exactly it.
And now this last one, I didn't know. I put 2 because I didn't know if either one of these teams were allowed. Well, 3. Gates of Agony, Dark Order.
What's going on? Fuck.
Or Private Party. I didn't know if any one of those 3 were allowed.
If they
I don't know about Gates of Agony because I haven't really seen them on independent bookings.
They were on Maple Leaf Pro.
Okay, fair enough. But isn't Maple Leaf a partner of AEW?
No.
Okay.
And Toa Leona, they have done independent shows.
Okay, I know Private Party has, so they're definitely allowed. Who was the other one?
Dark Order.
Yeah, I think they're still doing dates together.
Yeah.
The only one I wasn't positive on would be Gates of Agony, but I know the other 2 would be for sure. Noah's saying Gates of Agony counts, so if you want to use them as your first pick, then that's fine.
I'd probably use GOA.
Yeah, I'm about to say, totally on the beast and Bishop Khan, Ring of Our Dojo alumni. I mean, again, definition of intensity. I love the fact that you're the first I've heard Dijak, the Skyscrapers, and Bishop Dyer, who has also been involved in Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. So again, there's a lot of commonality, though, with some of these lists when I look at y'all's women and men and tags, but I like the little extra bits of synergies based on either y'all's fandom or just the companies you're familiar with and how that peaks out to you. So, very good.
Yeah, I think for my men's division, I wanted it to be kind of like high flying, and then I had to throw in the deathmatch guys right at the end.
Of course.
But the women, I was going for women that will beat the shit out of you.
Good
like
point.
my list, like at one point they had again, Ali Catch was in there at one point. A wrestler from local
Shyla was in there. Taylor Rising was in there at one point, and I couldn't decide.
That's fair. Again, Taylor Rising, incredible match against Fino for the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. I have my sources. All right. Again, I see the commonality here. I mean, if I was doing this, and I'm just picking like one name in each section, I'm freaking picking Megan Bain and Charles Mason first and foremost. They'd probably be my first two drafts. Charles Mason's been unstoppable as the House of Glory champion, and Megan Bain, it doesn't matter where she is, who she's with, who she's against, male, female, indifferent, tag, singles, or multi, she puts in the work, and she's just there to freaking learn and get better. Damn it.
And Vert Vixen, like, she's on the rise.
I'm waiting for Vert Vixen to be signed. I've been a fan of Vert Vixen for such a long time. Former Rhodes Wrestling Academy champion, of course. I'm waiting for her and freaking Chris Statlander to tear it down once again in a really competitive match. Vert Vixen's like one of my all-time favorites, so I love that, by the way. Hi, Vert.
All right. Good shit, Nick. All right, Ash, that puts it on you.
Who's probably still thinking about it as we speak.
I'm missing like 3 men, and my tag team's still scattered all over the place, sadly.
It's all right. Go ahead and just get what you have so far, and maybe we'll come to you as you speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have like such a broken list because I'm missing like 3 men, and I got my women's list already. So,
well, come on, you had to get the women first. If anyone's gonna lead an all-women's promotion show, even for an hour, it should be you as the lovely lass of the Super Labo studio. So go for it.
I want to clarify: is Red Velvet allowed?
She did compete in Maple Leaf Pro, but primarily she is signed to AEW and ROH. I would say no, she is not independent.
Shout out to Dev in the comments. Dev, I don't know if you're in the Discord hanging out with the collective people, but if you are, let Carlos know to check his messages because I sent him a message.
Yeah. And talking about, of course, Big AL, that's literally who Red Velvet defended the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship against. Alex Crowley.
Okay, I might have to clarify. Is Deonna Purrazzo allowed?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely, because she's been involved in HOG. Against impressive Indy Hartwell, of course. I'm surprised no one said Indy actually on their list, considering she is on TNA, but she also has been, of course, involved in independent. We don't draft her women. Well, about to say, you all cover more than enough women's wrestling in general. But yeah. Anyway, go ahead. By the way, long may she fucking reign. What a match against Giselle Shaw, by the way. Giselle Shaw, by the way.
What is going on with Nick?
We got 2 Nicks, 2 James. We got all the connection issues possible. But let's go
and
ahead
a
and let Ash.
partridge in a pear tree.
All right, so at least I got my women's list complete, so at least I can get the women's list done. So I got Jody Threat, Ali Catch, Jessica Troy, who works in Pro Wrestling Australia, Charlie Evans, Billy Starks, Megan Bain, Deonna Purrazzo, Brittany Blake, Miyu Yamashita, and Giselle Shaw.
I love the fact that you have Charlie Evans and Jessica Troy together. They just literally came together as a tactic. Those two, it's amazing how much you really can find cohesion with yourself in the ring, with how much you beat the shit out of each other in the ring. They literally were just involved at Wrestle Kingdom 8 challenging Lali for the Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championships. Very good match.
Dev doing the Grande Americano gimmick, saying El Grande Nick and Original Nick. And now we have no Nick.
Okay, and now we have a walking James. What is going on here? Nonetheless, again, I'm really loving these dynamics. I love the fact we are covering so many companies, not just here in America, but across the world, Australia and Europe. This is wonderful. I love hearing this stuff. Again, as someone that just calls wrestling, I don't do like draft fantasy booking, folks. I just literally do play-by-play and give you the research outlooks. Good stuff, Ash. I love this women's, and of course, as an advocate of women's wrestling, I'm going to first and foremost pay attention to women more than anything else. All right, what else you got?
Even Dev saying, "God damn it, James."
So far, I only gotten like 7 names for the men, and you can tell like I totally have a type. By the way,
We know that, Ash, but go ahead.
Come on, Ash.
Um,
Let me hear it.
so I got Zack Sabre Jr., Jonathan Gresham, Robbie Eagles, Michael Oko, KJ Orso, El Phantasmo, and Alan Angels.
So you got most of TMDK, ELP, Alan Angels, and KJ Orzo. Got it.
Like I said, I have a type.
And Oku, of course, we're already ready. Now we play the King of the Half Crab, of course, also involved in MLP with Kato Kiyomiya. What a tag team, by the way, that is. The Supernova. But again, Robbie Eagles been involved in ROH. He is a pioneer of the Australian independent wrestling scene. Can't say enough things about Zack Sabre Jr. and how many different places he's wrestled, for Pete freaking sake.
For $1, name a place he hasn't wrestled.
Canada.
He's wrestled in Canada. He's wrestled in Ontario.
Yep.
Shit.
Timbuktu.
Iceland.
Epstein Island.
Okay, well, I don't know if they have wrestling out there, but okay. They
He
do
said
got
for
there.
$1, name somewhere that he hasn't wrestled. So
Okay,
I will
so
gladly take my $1
Canadian.
Canadian whenever I see you, Ash.
All right, where's the super chat?
And to Dev, the whole thing is we're doing 10 men, 10 women, 10 tag teams. So she
Except me.
actually came in under because she only had 7.
Yeah, exactly. So Dev lost count. It's all good though.
Well,
Although
he wasn't here when we started, so he may have missed the memo.
Oh, that's fair. All right, so we got the men, we got the women. What tag teams do you got?
What tag teams did you steal from everybody else?
So I had already had Sinner and Saint, Bustin' the Brain, and the Rascals. So like the only 2 different tag teams I have on my list are the Velocities, who work down in Pro Wrestling Australia, who also retweeted and liked the tweet of mine when I gave them a shout out and watch a recommended match list of theirs to get to know them.
That's the way you learn.
And yeah, stop me if you've heard this before. Shane Haston and Mikey Nichols.
MDK!
I gotta get the fucking boys, okay?
Of course you gotta be about them boys. Shoot, I'm about the grizzled young veterans. They probably would be on my list if I was into this type of shtick, but I don't follow trends like that. I just hear and acknowledge and bring the knowledge forward, but still, good dynamic. And of course, most of your list is in the colors orange and black.
What a surprise.
I'm not surprised in the slightest. But still, I'm impressed by all you all. When you brought this forward in the chat, I just was like, okay, so what names am I going to hear the most common out here? Charles Mason, man like Manders, TMDK from Ash. I knew Ash already. James, he's all about technical wrestling. Is he going to have Jonathan Gresham? Is he going to have, well, there's Jonathan Gresham right there. Y'all, though, bringing out like Australia Pro Wrestling Symphony. I didn't expect that, but I should have expected that considering Nick's work and, of course, y'all's outlook. So, again, I was impressed. JJ keeping it close in the fan with JCW and GCW. Walter bringing the Lucha Libre, Latina dynamic there. Again, you all were very diverse in y'all's company outlook, but there definitely were some commonalities. But I think those type of people show you right there that those are front runners that could lead and develop a company, if not a division as well. So good stuff all around, and I enjoyed hearing all that. Good stuff.
Yeah, and for anybody watching, if there's any of those names that you're not familiar with, feel free to hit any of us up. We will let you know matches to check out. We're not going to be so narrow-minded that we're just going to say, Google them. Google them.
Hell no.
I hate that so much.
So, like,
My
fucking education.
Hit me up, Casa D18 Studio, on X, or SR Studios 2024 on X. Hit up Ash, Batty for Wrestling.
Yep.
Or Shadowbat Ash on X.
I can hook you up for some Australian wrestling.
Oh,
Hit up James, J. Hebert Side 95 on X. Hit up Walter, Walter Alex Cruz at X, or hit him up in the comments on the Rage of Wrestling where this video is right now.
Yeah.
Nick, what is it? Nick B-Leaf 12.
12.
Hit him up on X. He'll give you some matches to watch of the people he named.
Help yourself build
Well,
a banner.
we'll let you guys know, where to check these people out, what matches to watch to get you started, because we want to help cultivate new fans of these people. There's a reason we were attracted to them.
Exactly.
More than just the looks.
When some of those names
considering most of us are men, and then there's a woman here, obviously looking at the guys. Both, if we're being honest. But it's not just about the looks. There's obviously stuff about them that caught our eye.
Mm-hmm.
Ask us about them. We'll tell you.
It's as simple as that, folks. You got the whole conglomeration right here to give you some information and education if you need anything else on your professional wrestling scope. And I'm just the guy that calls it all and apparently knows it all, if not most of it already, because I'm the crazy loon that watches wrestling 5 to 6 days a week.
I was about to comment on that. So there's like a person in this who's like who's well known in the YouTube community. So he goes on Twitter and be like, yeah, I hear a lot about this Zack Sabre Jr. person because he's new to wrestling. He's like, what matches do you recommend? So here I am taking my opportunity.
Oh, Lord.
Just commenting. It's like, here's a 4-hour playlist. Enjoy.
Did you make this playlist yourself?
No, I scrapped it on YouTube.
I will say, out of everybody that we're seeing over the week in Vegas, and there's a lot of people I'm looking forward to. I'd probably say in my top 5 that I'm looking forward to actually getting to see live, Zack Sabre Jr. is one of those 5.
Yeah, I knew he was going to say that. And you get to see him twice, at least.
Yep. Bloodsport and Effie's Big Gay Brunch.
Dickhead.
Fighting Effie.
Dickhead. There's a little Zack Sabre Jr. And of course...
and I'm not going to lie, if we can get close enough to him, I'm going to try to get him to send a video message to Ash.
Oh my gosh, she'll freaking pass out. That being said...
and I'll try. Keyword.
Good luck. Yeah, about to say. The decorum and discretion. And of course, Ash,
fine.
I expect you to wear that on your shoulder when we cause the current Genesis, knowing your boys are going after the Knockout Brothers again for the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. We'll see if we have Oyman Sensei Jr. and get it done.
Oh my god! I'm a little spoiler for because I am going to be reviewing the New Japan Cup review when I finish it.
Of course.
Oh my god, Zack and Leia. Oh my god, the amount of times I think I was watching this. It was Thursday evening, and it got to the point where I'm just like, I said the amount of times I said WTF and OMG. It got to the point where I'm like, I gotta step away. I can't.
As I told you during Batty Breakdown, his potential, but it wasn't his time yet. There's a reason why Zack Sabre Jr. wanted that young punk in his faction.
I was just watching him like, oh my god, oh my god,
I didn't have to think during that match to be like, yep, this is going to be her match of the tournament for more reasons than one.
One of them is one of many. It's like, because I'll do this right now. When I'm done with the review, at the end of it, I'm going to give you like my top 5, my 5 favorite matches on there. Some of them might surprise you about what matches that made me go, hell yeah, this is why I love New Japan.
Yeah, you and me both. You know what? I'll actually humor you in that because I may not freaking fantasy book a roster or freaking fantasy book a card. I'm not Meltzer either. I don't have like a star system, but everyone knows what it means when it comes to my passion. Fuck it, I'll humor you in that. I even had matches where I was like, God damn, this is fucking good. This is what New Japan's all about. I'll even humor you in that. I'll react to it in my top 5. We'll see if we actually have any in common.
Cool. I love how like my list for like draft is just basically being like, hey guys, there's an Australian wrestling scene. Check out Pro Wrestling Australia.
The
Hey, but you know
PWA.
what? But you know what? It's something that myself and Walter, and I'm going to assume Nick, because I don't think he said any, are aware of. So it's exposure to names that we're not that familiar with.
Charlie Evans.
Yeah, I was gonna say Charlie
One.
Evans and Shazza.
Oh, well, Shazza, I think
Mackenzie.
of Shazza more as a states person because she wrestles a lot out here. So
I think she is Australian, actually.
She is, yeah. She's
yeah, but I
Australian.
think she resides in the States. So
She
I don't
does,
think
but-
of her as like, you know,
I
from
got
the
you.
Aussie
I got
scene
you.
because she's such
Yeah.
centralized in the States. now.
I just figured out the last time I saw her wrestle. Again, folks, this is what happens when you deal with me. When a name pops up, this type of thing happens. I just figured out again her roots, her origins, and again, Robbie Eagles has a lot to do with the development of the Australian wrestling scene.
Can Tony hurry up and sign Charlie Evans, please? Like, god damn it.
All right, let's calm down on the signings. We just got Ricky Stoltz to sign to TNA, and if anyone's been trying to sign, revive, or freaking renew youth in their roster, Tony Khan's done more than enough this year already with how many he's signed in and out of CMLL and New Japan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're going to take another quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll start wrapping things up. We will be right back.
Witness as Ed and San Antonio Productions presents Podermania, live from the Horseshoe Casino in Las Vegas, Wednesday, April 15th at 3 p.m. A part of GCW's 2026 collective. Don't miss Poder champion Brittany Blake, Shotzi Blackheart, Leva Bates, Sue Young, Toga, Izzy Moreno, and many more of your favorite women independent pro wrestlers. Only at Podermania.
And now for a taste of things to come.
And as always here at Super Labo Studios, we want to remind you that truly here we encompass, embrace, celebrate, engage, pontificate, and criticize, react, and watch along to all the wrestling and combat sports and other former sports and entertainment and media too.
Okay, I have a question. Ash, since I know you have like producer capabilities, what is it like seeing Noah's reaction as the graphics go by? Like, do you not just crack up every time?
It is so adorable. I love it.
Damn it. I forgot she's a producer now too.
Yeah, the funny thing is I'm not even signed into the account, so I wasn't able to watch it.
Oh.
But from the other times I have, it is so adorable. I love it.
Oh, stop. You're nice, but good grief.
I will say I wish other independent wrestling companies were as diligent as GCW in announcing shows like in advance.
Yeah, right?
Because,
Good grief.
granted, GCW does 2 shows a weekend, twice a month, sometimes 3 shows on a weekend.
Yeah.
So we're getting between 4 and 5 shows a month from them, whereas most other companies only give a show a month.
This is also
But I still wish they announced their shows more in advance so there was more representation in the trailer than just GCW.
Yeah.
Not that I mind it, because GCW has definitely become a passion of mine. But now that we have Title Match Network for a year, we're going to start covering more FSW shows. There was a show today, or there's a show tomorrow, but I don't know what's ahead for April aside from the stuff that's going to be part of the Mania weekend. Let's just because the show for tomorrow hasn't happened yet, that doesn't mean you can't be announcing the next shows.
That's true.
You
I'll
know,
give you that.
let's get a couple of months in advance out there. That way we can promote it. That's why GCW does so well and is one of the top independent companies, is because they've got their shit out there well in advance to promote that shit.
Promotion, all the promotion, damn it, all the promotion.
You saw the trailer. We've got stuff for GCW into June in the trailer.
Yeah.
So it's that's 2 months away. 3 technically, because we haven't even entered April. So April, May, and into June.
And of course, between that time, we got all the other stuff, including Best of Super Juniors, Ash.
So
the blocks have been announced. Well, some of them anyway. But at least the participants
They're
of
doing
the
it,
blocks.
I think 3 at a time per active day or something like that. They're starting to feel that. I hope they got Mal again and Dragon and Daya, just like I keep hearing that theme. I'm very curious to see what the Best of Juniors is going to be. I wonder if Wayne's going to be in it again this year.
We're going to paint the town orange. This boy's going to win it.
Won it last year, made history, youngest ever, Best Super Juniors winner, Kosei Fujita, Japanese young punk. I mean, it could happen again. We'll see.
Well, let's start plugging everybody and getting out of here. We'll go ahead and we'll plug James real quick since he had to dip out. Follow James on Facebook at James Heebman Hebert, on X and on YouTube at JHebertSide95. He does really cool and dumb teens on the internets. Follow our resident Pink Ranger at Datilla _ on X, at Rangers of Wrestling on Instagram and Twitch, and at Rangers of Wrestling on YouTube. Ash.
Yes, you can find me on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, at ShadowBadAsh, and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Batty for Wrestling. Don't be a dickhead.
Dickhead.
Walter.
Find me and the #1 pick of the females at Rage of Wrestling on the YouTube, on Instagram, Walter.Cruz.940, and on Twitter at Walter Alex Cruz.
Noah.
Again, not about me, it's about wrestling. If people want to find me if you choose, primarily on YouTube, but once in a while on the X. And then Foster 1916, whether it's for predictions leagues, a hello, or a positive reinforcement to remind you why I am nothing more but a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it! But also remind you to protect your mentality too, and just love it to professionals too. As simple as that.
And then, of course, for yours truly, you can find me on Instagram at the Renegade JJ Williams, YouTube Casa D18 Studios, X Casa D18 Studio, no S at the end of it. And then, of course, I'm the main one running the SR Studios 2024 X account. You can find me there. Don't forget our friends, the Wrestlefish on the X, and of course the Wrestle Collective at WC Worldwide on the X, and the Wrestle Collective on YouTube.
Yep.
And I think that is gonna just about wrap things up. And thank you, Charles.
Charles, you're an
Believe and
idiot.
chase you, damn
No,
it.
no, do not believe in it. Do not believe in an unaccredited institution. All right, get a real degree from somewhere that matters, that doesn't kill
You're
your wallet.
right. Hell yeah.
Believe and chase you just like we believe in Joe Hendry.
Don't.
I didn't do it. I swear to you, I didn't do it. I was just waiting for plugs. I didn't do it. I swear.
Damn it. See you this Wednesday for Dynamite, folks. And also stay tuned, of course, for Cindy Predicting, NXT, Stand and Deliver. It's late enough, right? There's no one up. Not my NXT! 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Thursday night. And our coverage this Saturday. And also our coverage of Sakura Genesis.
Go ahead, Nick. Plug yourself.
Ooh. Y'all can find me on X. I got a standalone graphic.
That way you can see the thing there a little bit better.
Yeah, that's my.
You're pointing the wrong direction, but that's okay.
He's mirrored, JJ. All right, he's mirrored.
Yeah, up there, that way. Anyways, yeah, follow me there. God, get ready for some upcoming things, cause we got big things coming.
It's not laying up anytime soon, folks. Keep following along with the madness and the passion to continue. And I'm also going to say this right now. It does feel damn good to be back here just participating mostly in the shenanigans as of late versus moderating. Welcome back to where you belong, bruv, and proud of you.
Thank you. But don't give too much credit too quick because you will be moderating for Mania, of course.
Oh, God.
I mean, we'll probably be there, but not in any condition to be moderating. So,
what's going on, everybody?
But to Nick's point, with everything going on, make sure you tune in this coming Thursday for our interview with the murder surgeon, Dr. Redacted. A week from tonight, everybody's BFF, Izzy Moreno, will be on the show. Brooke Havoc, a week from Tuesday, April 7th, will be joining us. A week from Dr. Redacted, Jocelyn Navarro will be doing a makeup with us because of having missed last week. And then on April 11th, we'll be having Ed Laredo from Poder Mania on Uno Mas one more time to kind of wrap everything up and bring us home as we head into Las Vegas week.
Damn it. Shout out again to Alejandra, by the way.
Yes, again, cannot thank La Leona, Alejandra Quintanilla, enough for the time, the vibes, the conversation. Such a sweet woman. Look forward to seeing her at Poder Mania and getting pictures with her, supporting her, getting 8x10s. I definitely plan to get 8x10s of all the women we've talked to add to my wall up here.
Nice.
So whether I get others or not, that's, debatable, depends on pricing and whatnot. But I definitely plan to support the ones that have given us time. So
Respect.
Thank you all to the 16 of y'all that are still up with us watching this evening. Thank you again to the 40 plus of y'all that tuned in for our interview earlier, excuse me.
It's all good.
For Walter Cruz, for James Hebert, for Nick, for Ash, for Noah, for myself, for Jeff motherfucking Meacham who popped into the chat. Thank you all for joining us and tuning in, and we will catch y'all next time.
Have a good night, folks.